Oi, boys, welcome to another episode in our Rugby League Live 4 multi-year career mode playthrough. We are back with some post-NRL season action. This is our second pool game. We just got done with New Zealand, and today we are taking on the Titans of Tonga, Mate Ma'a. Some interesting selections in the Tongan side, plenty of Super League talent, including ex-NRL superstar Israel Folau, who will be on the wing for Mate Ma'a. As for our team, we have made a change to our lineup. No Luciano Leilua, he got suspended in the last game, so Leola will be playing in the back row. But as always, shout out to the gang. If you're watching this right now, be sure to hit up the comment section with the hashtag OddSquad, and let's jump right into game 2 of this Rugby League World Cup. Plenty to talk about, boys. We just wrapped up round 7 with the Warriors, Melbourne Storm, Anzac Day. The match itself was entertaining. I was mostly tuned in to see Reece Walsh play. As a Broncos supporter myself, I had my eye on Walsh for quite some time now. Still gutted that the Broncos let another young gun go, but man, he had a pretty good debut, Actually, it was a really good debut. Regardless of the result, the Warriors were a little hard done by in the first half. After a wrongful sin binning of Josh Curran for an accidental headbutt, we're in a bit of strife here. What a break from Jason Taumalolo, but yeah, the Warriors hard done by. That game got away from them after that sin binning. Man, to think the Broncos just had Reece in the tuck. It's just painful right now, boys. It's painful as a Broncos supporter. I know other teams are struggling as well, but yeah, it sucks to see as Israel Folau wills cross. A bit of footwork at the line. We managed to flip him over though. They will check the grounding. Oh no, they won't. The ref makes the call on the spot. You hardly see it. But Tonga on the last will send it to Samsoni Langi. Man, if Tonga's lacking anything as he gets batted back. Jazz Tavanga with no one in front of him. Izzy looking to run him down. We look for a speedster. We find Jerome Luai in support and we'll take it. An unconventional try. After a hammering through the middle by Tonga, a poor kick on the last will lead to our first try of the game. We'll take it, baby. We'll take a meaty any way we could get it. Actually, no, I wouldn't want it cold. What I was going to say earlier is that Tonga are lacking in the halves department. It seems they always have a monster forward pack, some above average outside backs, as Israel Folau steps around one, already proven to be a handful. And back to the round 7 action. How about that Super Saturday? Both of the dogs got up. Literally, the Bulldogs got the win and the Cowboys got the win over the Raiders. Could not believe that one. The Raiders, boys, they're on a downward spiral. Ricky, it's going to be interesting to see what Ricky does in the coming weeks as Tonga look to work their way to the try line. Can they get their first points? They have the overlap here as they get it out to Israel Folau once again, beating the first defender. This time he gets the ball down and it'll be Tonga on the board. I'm trying to think of who Tonga's current halves would be. Maybe Gordoni Staggs in the 6. Speaking of Staggs, boys, he'll be featuring in our upcoming series. Half-time. It is a low-scoring half of football, wet weather footy, quite fitting as we head into the break with a 2-point lead over Tonga. Looking at the stats, it's pretty much close, reflective of the scoreboard. Tonga slightly with the edge. Lastly, what I wanted to touch on about this previous round 7, the damn South Sydney Rabbitohs and Benji Marshall, aka Old Man Benji, aka Chef Benji. He wound back the clock against the Titans, was super influential in the match. There's a lot of competition for buy of the season. I reckon Benji's up there with the likes of Papali'i and Dane Laurie is another that comes to mind. Of course, Fafita and Fa'asua Maleawi for the Titans. It's been hectic, boys. It's been a hectic first 7 rounds of the NRL comp as Jerome Luai hooks the boys up with a 40-20 taxi downfield. Speaking of Fafita, he scored yet another hat-trick and then went completely MIA in the second half against the Bunnies. A bit of an underdog for the Titans that barely anyone talks about. Corey Thompson had a blinder. I reckon he's well on his way to becoming a Maroon this year. As Milford feeds it to Telfor, we will score our second try of the match. A bit of a soft one. The Tongan defense non-existent. As Telfor strolls over, Milford will convert and will extend our lead to 8 points. I don't want to look too far ahead, but our next game will be against Scotland. And I probably won't not record, I won't upload that game, because I reckon we'll definitely give them a hiding in that match. As Dan Tupou with the return. Imagine having Daniel Tupou on one side and Israel Folau on the other. As Tonga look to work their way through the middle once again. They have been pretty strong through the middle. They go to Langi, little switch play back to Hopper on the inside. But we are there to meet him. Fainu Murdoch Masila to Jason Taumalolo, breaks away from one. And we round him up from behind. Tonga inside the 20 now as they shift it wide to Big Ben. Murdoch Masila 10 meters out. Fifth and last. They go to Langi. Langi drops it on the toe. It's a beautiful kick. Sets up perfectly for Will Hopoate. And the Tongans are in on the 55th minute. Siosiawa Taukeaho with the kicking duty still. And he nails it from right in front. Tonga trail by 2. We just cannot get a grip of these Tongans. The forwards in particular, they keep bumping us off. Keep fending us off. Fifth and last, kicking from outside the 30. David Nofoaluma with the return here. And he stopped just outside our 10. We've been pretty much manhandled when it comes to the middle of the field. We've relied heavily on Milford and Luai to kick us out of trouble as we deliver a beautiful short ball to Michael Chi Cam. One off the ruck, Junior Polo looking for some meters through the middle. Again, we get driven backwards though. As Tavanga finds Luai. Luai looking to kick us out of trouble once again. Surely off the hands of a Tongan. But the call doesn't get made. Tonga in a great position here. That's what I get for not setting up the correct play to kick the ball. As Ben Murdoch Masila will get wrapped up inside the 10. Tonga on the attack, running onto it. Ataki Ngano shrugs off one. You could just feel it coming the way the Tongans have been performing in the second half. They've been solid to say the least. As Taukeaho from right in front gets them out to a 4-point lead. Can we come back once again? Inside the final 5, Chi Cam. Again, another decent run by Michael Chi Cam. As Jerome Luai looks to hammer it downfield, looking for space. It touches turf, bounces right up for Israel Folau, and he will step around the first defender. Izzy will streak away for Tonga's 4th try of the match. This makes our match against Scotland a crucial one, as Izzy celebrates a successful return to International Rugby League. And there she blows, the fat lady howling. It is full time here at Waikato Stadium. We are defeated by Mate Maatonga, 22 points to 12. Look, I was shooting for the stars when I said I wanted to go through the tournament undefeated. We suffer our first loss here in the pool stages, an important game coming up against Scotland. But until then, as always, if you enjoyed that and would like to see more Rugby League Life 4 content or more content in general, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you.
Give me that code to the
Later.
Smack that hole in the base. No regrets for the work I matched, cause I can go any day. Cops just want me in chain. Smoke that push for the pain. Looking back at them days in the yard, like I was front line in the main. That top